Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing you. Now I know I've made quite a few Hearthstone videos, and largely the kind of theme that I try to project is that Hearthstone's a pretty sweet game and it's positive, and there's this, it's awesome, there's that, it's so cool, and I don't really talk about the really stupid crap that's in the game. And I feel that it's pretty important to get this out there, especially to the people that really hate the game. They love to see more hate, so we're going to bring the hate today on the Hearthstone, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, there's a few things that really frustrate me in the game, and I've kind of pinned it down to three things, and I want to share with you guys my thoughts on the three things that really suck ass in Hearthstone, because I'm sure some of you guys will at least be very amused. So the first thing that really pisses me off is the fact that the maximum allowed time for a turn has no penalty. So what I mean by this is, I understand some players are like new at the game and they need a while to figure out each turn, and even me, who's played a lot of games, sometimes I need to think it out. Sometimes the situation is complex enough that I need to take the full 2 minutes per turn to realize what's going on and make the appropriate decision. But there are players out there who literally spend the full 2 minutes a turn with the stupidest crap. And I feel that some of them do this every single turn to the point where I think there should be some kind of penalty involved or some shit, because it's getting really aggravating. What I mean by that is, on your first turn in Hearthstone, there's pretty much dick to play. But sometimes you're just waiting for the other player. The game Hearthstone is, half the game is you playing, and the other half is the other guy playing. And if the other guy playing is, 95% of the game, and you're just sitting there, the game fucking sucks. So, some players, I understand, need some extra time, but I feel they need some kind of system to where if close to the maximum allowed time is taken for each turn, there needs to be some kind of in-game benefit. There needs to be like some kind of life loss or some shit like that, just because it gets ridiculous sometimes. I'm there to play a game. I'm not there to watch someone else play a game badly in front of me. I can do that. I can watch other people play for that. It's not a big deal. So that shit needs to get fixed, because while it doesn't affect most people, for people who play the game enough, you'll realize what I mean, and you'll want to pull your hair out. The other thing is the general balance of the game. Now I know it's a beta and they're adjusting the balance and all that, but I feel that the core has fundamental issues. So, I can put an example out in regards to rogue cards. Playing against the rogue, that is really not fun, because typically the game works like this. You play a creature, they kill it. You play another creature, they kill it. And they have creatures now, and they attack with their creatures into your creatures. And the creatures that, happen to stay alive after their creatures attack your creatures, they finish them off with a dagger or their spells that they have very many of. And this becomes a consequence where you're just feeding them creatures. You got a hand, you look at your creatures, like, which one do I want to give away? Oh, here's a creature, and because they always have the initiative, and because they always have very cheap spells to kill stuff, they're always getting discount, They're fucking shopping at Walmart on your creatures. That's pretty much what's going on. That shit's boring as fuck. I've won games against rogues where I didn't ever attack in the game. Can you believe that? They just attack into your creatures, and in the end you swipe them or some shit, finish them off. It's such a bunch of crap where, the game really is far away from the fun aspect where you're kind of interactive with your opponent. And this comes at a core of the fact that the kill spells for rogue are pretty much absurd. I'll give you guys an example here. So there's a spell called Shiv for a rogue, 1 mana, 1 damage, draw a card. There's a spell for a warlock called Mortal Coil, 1 mana, 1 damage to a creature only. If it kills it, draw a card. Another example, rogue, backstab, 2 damage to a creature, 0 to cast. This lets you pretty much play a creature that's 2 to cast and instantly kill their creature that you just spent 2 mana casting. Instant board control, And the priest has a pretty similar spell. It's called Smite. It's also 2 damage. And yeah, you can do it to the player, but why the fuck would you? 2 damage to a player, are you kidding? But that one costs 1 mana. So, while the priest he can kill the creature the same way, but he doesn't have the same amount of mana to take board control back after he killed the creature. On top of that, he doesn't have the dagger, in case the creature has 3 toughness. You know, so it's kind of shit like that, where it's like the same card, it's given to different classes, but one class has a much better version of it. And it pretty much sets up a situation where it's, you know, just blatantly unfair in some situations, especially when you're playing like a priest against a rogue or some shit like that. Other things are when you're doing like arena, the balance between the cards has to do with the rarity, because some cards are just common and they're really good, and other cards are rare and they're really good. Like, you know, the Shaman has some really good rare cards. They have some good commons too, but when you compare like Lava Burst, you know, 5 damage for 3 mana and Overload of 2, I believe it is, to like Eviscerate, 2 mana for 4 damage, and it's a base set, so you get like 5 of them every time you play, it becomes a situation where, yeah, you know, you might be happy to get Lava Burst, but the rogue you're facing, he's going to have like 4 of them. So, shit sucks. The other part that will probably start affecting people once they actually play the game. I know the amount of people that can play the game is fairly limited right now, but once you actually play the game and once you want to do arena, because trust me, you'll want to do arena, and that shit is pretty sweet in general, you're going to come to the point where, you know, you don't want to pay $2 entry fee for the arena, and you're going to have to win. And to win doesn't mean just that you win more than you lose. It means that you have to get 7 wins every time if you want to, you know, refund your entry fee. And the problem is, often when you get 7, you get nothing past your entry fee. You just get your entry fee back. And you can't get 7 every time, you know? I don't think anyone really is capable of doing that. And a lot of that has to do with the opponents that you queue into, but, you know, in general, it's pretty hard to do. The flip side is, when you don't get 7, when you get 6, sometimes you get absolutely nothing. You get this bullcrap called like arcane dust. It's the blue shit that I've been talking about. And once you play enough, you realize that, you know, you don't really care to make any more cards, and you come to the point where gold is everything, and every time you don't get gold, it really, really sucks. And I really feel they should have some kind of reward standardization to where perhaps you can choose whether you want or don't want this blue crap. And this is fairly important to players who, you know, all they want to do is arena. They don't want to see the arcane dust pop up when they open the mysterious little boxes once they finish an arena. So, you know, once they fix that, once they take care of the balance and maybe the end turn thing, and the game will be pretty fucking close to perfect. But, you know, for now, we can continue ranting about those things, and I hope you guys enjoyed me doing it. So I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.